Well, as we get closer to the fall, if you're a fan of Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights is on its way, and this very popular Halloween event has been growing year after year. Well, it seems there's a new event out in Universal Hollywood that is similar to Halloween Horror Nights in terms of an event they're putting on, but it's for a different audience and something that I'm wondering if maybe will come to Universal Orlando as well. So we got an article here from the Points Guy. We're going to read through this, talk about it, give some thoughts. So, hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And the article is Universal Studios Hollywood debuting new event featuring Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It says for years, Universal Hollywood has immersed theme park fans in the world of their favorite films, TV shows, and video games. Visitors can see how movie magic is made on the Backlog Tour, fly over Hogwarts Castle on Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and race to the finish line Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Now, Universal Studios Hollywood will bring new fandoms to life in a whole new way during the first ever Universal Fan Fest nights event taking place next spring. According to the park's press release, this separately ticketed after hours event will bring the most compelling worlds of sci fi, fantasy, gaming, and anime to life. Universal has already announced a few of the franchises guests can look forward to. So far, fans can expect to experience experiences inspired by Star Trek, Back to the Future, and Dungeons and Dragons. Additionally, experiences will be announced closer to the event. Universal has not yet shared exactly what guests will be able to experience during Universal Fan Fest nights, but did reveal that the event will include immersive in-world experiences and engaging celebratory activations, including everything from live entertainment to cosplay, allowing guests to celebrate their favorite movies and games among hundreds of other like-minded fans. Universal also promised a lineup of themed food, drinks, and merchandise designed specifically for this event. Though Universal is keeping details close to the vest, we do know the event is being put on by the creators of Halloween Horror Nights. This annual event is one of the country's premier horror events with movie quality haunted houses based on original concept and pop culture favorites. I mean, the fact that the people that are doing Halloween Horror Nights are doing this, I think, is a great thing because Halloween Horror Nights, if you've never been, I mean, I'm not a horror fan, but Halloween Horror Nights is a very cool event. It has its own vibe and feel, and the attention to detail is very impressive. And the fact that it's not, a lot of these things are put up are not permanent structures, but the quality there, the theming, all the character interactions, like it's a really, really great event. And so the fact that these people that are behind that are, behind this fan fest, I think that is very promising on that level of attention to detail and things like that. Says for decades, Universal Hollywood has been a leader in creating and executing innovative special events that are consistent with our brand. Scott Strobel, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Universal Studios Hollywood, said in the press release. From our esteemed Halloween Horror Nights event to this all-new Universal Fan Fest Nights experience, we are thrilled about how this breakthrough program will continue to elevate the guest experience in an all-new way. And really, there's no other details. There's no dates or anything like that, but it just was announced that it would be happening. Now, on its face, I mean, I love the idea of this. Now, in our household, we're really big fans of Back to the Future. But they said they're going to be adding more things. So I hope this is something that also does come to Orlando. It sounds like it would be really cool. I'm really curious about more details that come out about it. But the fact that it's a ticketed event, if you think about it, if you've never been to Halloween Horror Nights, I mean, obviously there's the haunted houses, but there's also what they call scare zones where, you walk from place to place in the parks, and that area of the park is themed after a very specific type of event or idea. And inside of there, it's like kind of like a haunted house. You have scare actors walking around scaring you or doing certain things. You could see this brought into that sort of event where you've got like a Back to the Future zone where everything is like Back to the Future or Star Trek or whatever else they have in here. So I think the potential, again, would be really, really cool. And I think, Universal has done a great job in like leaning into their nostalgia and their lore. Even though Back to the Future is a ride that is no longer in the park, they still pay homage to it with, stuff like this. They've got the sensational show on the Orlando side where it features Jaws, Back to the Future, older IPs that may no longer have rides in the parks, but they do recognize that fans are still, into these properties and again, the nostalgia factor. So I think I'll be very curious. This first year, we may not get it in Orlando, but I imagine if it goes well, that you could see this spread over. Maybe the thinking is it's out in Hollywood. That's much more of a, it's closer to the movies and things like that. And they're testing it out there. But I do think this would go over well, depending on what you're able to do. I can tell you right now, if it's Back to the Future involved, like, my wife would want to do it and we'd want to check it out. So I think it has a lot of potential. I hope this, comes to Orlando, and I hope they do more things like this. I don't Disney does after hours events, and Universal really doesn't do that. But I like this idea of themed more like party after hours events. So you still have, I'm still as part of these, I'm sure you could still ride rides in the park, but it's also themed to a specific type of thing like this. I think that would be a pretty cool idea, but I would be all for it. Have to wait and see. There's more details, but if you are out in Hollywood, this is something you can check out in the spring. And really, it makes sense in the spring as well because that's typically, there's no events going on really. Sometimes that can be a slower time of year, so this could be something that could, be using to bring in more crowds and things like that. But I'll have to wait and see on details and if this goes to other parks outside of just Hollywood. But for now, that is going to be it. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture news. And let us know in the comments, do you think Universal Fan Nights would be something that you'd be interested in? Do you think it's a good idea? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.